Hiya Pony fan, welcome to my review of Castle Sweet Castle. I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. The good news is Crazy Twilight's back. The bad news is it's not long until the Princess of Cuckoo has to return to the magical land of Bat. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The episode begins with Twi being way too helpful with her friends, and driving herself to exhaustion with overwork, obsessive cleaning, and a deranged level of attention to detail.
Well, it doesn't take a genius to figure out why.
Apparently, Twi is avoiding her new castle because the place just doesn't feel like home. So while Twilight takes a spa day, her friends redecorate the castle.
Oh dear, there's no way this is going to end well.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. The girls collaborating on a creative project will just descend into a quagmire of cattiness. Well, fine, you're right, mister. I understand story structure. But they do come up with a nice compromise. So, while Spike distracts Twilight, the rest of the main six run around town and dig up the roots of the Golden Oak Library.
Is that what it was called?
Apparently. And they make a nice chandelier mobile thing out of it, with pictures of stuff that happened in previous episodes. Twilight, of course, loves it. Oh, and each of the girls decorated a different room.
Well, don't that just undermine the whole thing?
This episode was okay. By far, its greatest strength is the comedy, which really makes the slice-of-life story work. Like I said, it's awesome to see Twi's personality quirks coming out in the form of obsessiveness, even if she doesn't go padded cell levels of crazy. Actually, all of the main six contribute to the strong comedy in this episode. Rarity is a complete drama queen. Fluttershy does her druid shtick, as well as show off her passive-aggressive streak. Rainbow Dash has an ego the size of Jupiter.
But what else is new?
Pinkie Pie is super-duper wacky and random Hamburger Space Shuttle Woodrow Wilson. And Applejack is in supporting character mode, now I think about it. Oh, but Spike is playing the part of Captain Obvious in Castle Sweet Castle. As he points out the stuff everyone else is either too sensitive or too polite to say. I did find it a little bit odd that Rainbow Dash wasn't doing the super blunt thing, as it would have been in character. But it's not a big deal. Anyway, the comedy MVP is Bulk Bicep.
Yeah!
His scene is amazing. We also get to see some interesting locations in Ponyville. First off, we get our first really good look at Twilight's castle. It's basically a mini version of the Crystal Empire's Krypton-esque whole building made out of diamond look. Now, don't get me wrong, it's cool to look at, but we kinda already have a crystal castle, you know? We also have a nice scene at Dashy's house. I get why they don't use this location more, but it's a shame because it's really cool to look at. Alright, now let's look at the biggest problem with the episode. The pacing. Castle Sweet Castle is really slow to get going. We're nearly a third of the way through the episode before we actually know what we're doing. And even by the standards of Slice of Life, the conflict is manufactured. All they would have needed to say to Twilight is something like,
"Sorry, Twi, we bit off a bit more than we could chew, so we'll just finish decorating tomorrow."
Oh, and this is a nitpick, but somehow Twi's castle just doesn't look big enough on the outside to be that big on the inside. Finally, there are songs in this episode.
There were?
Yes, but it's just kind of mood music. I don't think Make This Castle a Home is going to make it onto a lot of mixtapes, but it fits the story. Oh, and a little off topic, but Spike sleeps with a stuffed Rarity toy. I can't decide if I find that cute or creepy.
It's creepy.
I second that.
Okay, now it's time to break down the good and the bad in My Little Pony Castle Sweet Castle. On the good side, this episode is very funny. All of the main six get to stretch their funny bones, and Bulk Bicep hits a home run.
Them roids, man.
And it was nice to finally get a look around Twilight's castle. On the other hand, the plot takes a while to get going, and the conflict really felt forced. And that's kind of a big problem. So I give My Little Pony Castle Sweet Castle a 3 out of 5. If you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, TV shows, comic books, or video games, check out my channel on YouTube at StupidPrivate913, or find my Facebook and Deviantart pages for video updates and more. Thank you for watching.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.